Just not. Hi guys. All my life I was skinny. I still am skinny. I don't want to say that I am medium weight or whatever. Like, I'm skinny, and people are gonna take this video and run with it. People are gonna be like, shut the fuck up. I'm not sitting here and trying to get sympathy from people. I don't want to be delusional. It's like, I feel like a lot of people who talk about weight and all these beauty standards, sometimes they are not the people to be talking about it. If you want to click off this video because this triggers you and you see me and you're like, she's just a skinny black girl, why the fuck is she talking about this topic? You can go ahead and do that. And I hope that take this video to learn something from it. If not learn, they can feel comfort in the fact that they're not alone in feeling the ways that they do. So with that being said, all my life I was skinny. I naturally have a high metabolism, which just basically means I don't gain weight that fast. From the ages of 0 years old, since I was born, to 16, I feel like my weight has been very not actually normal. Like, I've been recommended to gain weight. 17 years old, I started eating really badly, and I also was inactive to the point where like all my muscles in my body were drained, were sore, was like not moving my body enough, and I could feel it. So 17, I started gaining weight because I was like eating fast food a lot more, because people can drive now in your senior year, and I was just really depressed with my senior year. I was kind of already gaining weight, and I think because I was kind of gaining weight a little bit in my senior year, it was freaking me out, because I was the type of girl where like grew up in a Nigerian immigrant parent household, so we had no processed foods, no frozen foods, and it just like very much home cooked meals. So when I was able to eat more processed foods my senior year, that I kind of ran with that a little bit too much, and I do think I did gain weight. So I think my senior year started this whole obsession with being skinny, because I was like doing, I don't know if you heard of gua sha, but it's supposed to be like jaw strengthening techniques. I was always looking at my face, like, how can I improve my face structure? How can I make my jawline more tight? How can I improve my facial, my body, everything, even before we get into college, where I really spiraled into that whole thing. So I was just like, okay, like, this is not healthy. In the back of my mind, I don't think I really thought that it was unhealthy, because I'm just like, I have to be perfect. I want to be an actress, and I think there's part of me that wants to be insanely skinny and perfect to be accepted by the beauty standard that a lot of Hollywood actresses are measured up to, when in reality, like, there are so much pretty people who want to be actresses. Maybe people would say even prettier than me. Sorry. I'm trying to like hoot my own port. Generally was like, I really want to do this. I really want to be skinny. I really want to be perfect for acting potentially. Okay, now we're in my freshman year. This is winter semester of college. And college, my university has no good options. Everything that I eat is processed food, and I'm a very picky eater, and because there's already such limited options that are all horrible, all processed food, all fast food, you kind of just eat the fast food. Like, I mean, there are alternatives where they're just like, it literally tastes like garbage so you can eat that and just kind of get used to that. My winter semester, I kind of went crazy. Like, I just generally ate whatever I kind of wanted to, was not working out at all, and I just did not care about the consequences in the moment, because I was just so stressed out, unorganized with my life, my winter semester college, and I really just needed food as a coping mechanism to kind of get through. I had to do something, so eating was that way to kind of get through the semester. I assumed that my metabolism would help me not gain weight. My metabolism never failed me before. By October, I dressed up as a cheetah girl with my friends. I realized how much weight I gained, and I was like I looked at my stomach, and it was so much bigger than when I started the first week of classes, and I was like, what the heck is this? Like, I generally looked down my stomach and I was like, oh my gosh. But I don't think I really comprehended how bad it was. And it wasn't bad. Like, I'm still skinny, okay? I need to shut the fuck up. But for me, because I don't gain weight at all usually, it was like crazy to me, the amount of weight I gained, because I don't, like, when I tell you I don't gain weight, I don't. And I'm not trying to brag. I don't gain weight. No, I'm not trying to brag. But it's just like kind of how I've lived my life, okay? So I was just, I was distraught. But from that moment forward, I didn't care. What really hit me was when I got back from college. One of my family members was like, oh, you gained weight. Not one, two family members said I gained weight. They would not have said that unless it was really noticeable. So I remember as soon as they said that, I fully, like, I didn't just look at my stomach. I looked at my stomach, my legs, every inch of my body, and I was like shook. Like my waist was gone. I barely had a waist anymore. Like my weight, like, I'm sorry, my body was T. That's one thing that I could say is like my body was T. You could, okay, let me stop. I was gonna say something very, see, I have a really negative viewpoint of body images and all that stuff. The way that I speak about my body is still, I'm still learning, I'm still processing the right way to speak about people's bodies. And I don't want to promote unhealthy idolizations about your bodies, because I would never want to do that. I look at my body, I'm shook. I'm like, what's going on here? Whoa, waist gone, but my body was T. My body was like kind of an hourglass. It was giving just glass, like a tall glass of like a cylinder. Like there's nothing there anymore. That's what it felt like to me. My butt was it was just fat in all the wrong places. Like I swear my butt didn't look that way, and I hated the way my butt looked. I hated the way I had fat deposits in parts of my legs where it was just like, why is this here? My arms were like, used to be like muscular and like tight looking. They were bigger. I didn't even notice they were bigger, but not only were they bigger, they were like nothing. There was like no muscle, just like fat in all these places that I never experienced before. And I was just like, what's going on? Especially my stomach, there was fat in my stomach, and it just freaked me out. And especially my waistline, my legs actually grew in size too, but like in fat. Like my legs were fatter, everything was just fatter, and it was just like, what the heck is this? Like it was so obvious I gained weight. I was just generally like, oh my gosh. What I will say, I've had nightmares about gaining weight, like really bad nightmares, and I wake up and be like, whew, I'm alive. Yeah, so maybe in my subconscious I've always kind of been afraid about gaining weight. But yeah, I gained weight and it kind of broke me. So when I returned home and started working out, I just started developing really unhealthy habits and relationships with food. Like I would like not want to eat anymore because I was trying to diet, and with dieting it just was all so confusing, and I felt like I just wanted to lose weight as fast as possible in the most extreme ways and work out as hard as possible just to like lose all the things that I gained in 3 months being in school. And that's just not how it works. It just really destroyed me that I couldn't easily, like, you know, I gained all this weight and I couldn't just easily as lose it. For me, I just could not take it well, because I kind of attributed me being a bit skinnier to my self-worth. And I started to kind of be hypercritical of not only myself but other peers around me. Like I look at a girl's jawline and be like, her jawline isn't sharp enough, or her body isn't, you know what I mean? In my head, I never would say those things out loud, but it was just thoughts in the back of my subconscious where it's like, I shouldn't even be thinking like that, but I do, because I have such a insecurity about my own body. And I don't know if anyone else can relate to that, but it was just like this obsession with like being skinny and like idolizing skinniness and romanticizing skinniness as this ideal body type. Like you have to be skinny. And when I mean skinny, I don't mean like a stick, like, ooh, I have to be very, very, very wise with my words. Any body type is beautiful if you wear it well. Or no, you get what I mean. I hope. For me, it wasn't the idea of being too skinny, like sickly skinny. I wanted to be the type of skinny where I was before, where I wore it really well. Any type of body type, whether you be thicker or curvier body type, you wear that well, it looks really good. That's the type of body that I wanted for myself. I looked at my body and it was just like, there was fat everywhere. It was just like, oh my gosh. But the problem with being obsessed with being skinny is you kind of want quick results. Like, you want things to be super fast, and in doing that and trying to rush through results to get back to how my body was, I just failed. Like, I quit early. I quit on my goals of working out. I told my parents, like, I was like, I'm gonna walk 10,000 steps every day to lose weight. And it was like a big thing. My mom being like, no, you can't do that, you're beautiful and you have to love yourself even if you're not in your best shape. And I remember thinking, like, why? I understand that, I feel like, a little bit more now coming back to school, because as fast as I did gain that weight, I think that if you can love yourself where you are and not being obsessed with like the number on the scale, how skinny you are, you're truly going to be your best self, because that means you can love yourself at any place that you're at. And when you can love yourself, that will take you far. People who, like, I noticed this about the people who love themselves, as someone who doesn't love myself nearly as much as I should. People who really love themselves, I notice they don't care what anyone's saying about them. They don't care if people insult their face, their looks, their body. They are so secure in their own bodies that they don't care what anyone says in criticism. People who were telling me, like, oh, you gained weight, they were not necessarily saying that in a negative tone. You know, they didn't say that to tell me, oh, I should drop 50 pounds. You know what I mean? But in my head, that's kind of how I took it. Not in the literal sense, but I was like, I need to lose all this weight super fast. Like, I want to lose this weight as soon as possible so I can love myself again, because the skinniness is the only thing that I have. It is not the only thing that I have. I'm so much more than being skinny, and you are too. You are. We all are. It just really changed my whole viewpoint on life in general. Like, gaining this weight and not being able to lose it. Like, I still have it, and it still, like, haunts me, and I'm still working through my feelings about it. But I do think there's a thing with, like, this obsession with being skinny for young teenage girls because of social media, because of this age of technology. And it's definitely not going to get any easier. But the only thing I can really tell you is, you really do, like, I know it's hard, but, like, no real progress is gonna happen overnight. Like, me losing this weight is not gonna happen just like that. Like, it's gonna take time for me to lose the weight that I built up because of my own consequences. So if I love myself now and I take myself along that journey, that means I get to be happier for myself. That means that I get to see myself through all the bits and pieces and build myself up. Whereas, like, if I stay in this mindset where I'm insecure in myself, I'm not going to be as happy when I get there, because I'm always going to find a way to bring myself down if I don't like myself because I'm just not skinny enough. And I'm realizing that, because it's like, let's say that I'm skinny and I hate myself. I hate myself still. You have to find the reason why you don't like yourself. If it's because of your weight, you have to find a way to get rid of that. And I really believe that, because I've noticed the way that people hold themselves up better, hold their chin higher when they aren't secure within themselves. So I have to look at the camera. Did I look at the camera? I didn't. Mwah.